So there's been some debate. So can you identify and tell us what your style is? What would you call your style?
Some debates about what my style is. What is my style? If I had to have a word, dope shit.
If you get me, show up late this straight to the bar.
That's, you know, this is what it is.
Find my way back home. If you let me, cause I've been on this road too long. And I've been no
This is the smoking section. I'm dubbing it now.
All right.
Smoking section.
Ready? We're recording too. Gary, Houston, take one. Sir, thank you for doing this interview with us.
Yeah, all that.
No, it's not all that. It's like, so, what is the title of your project?
The title of my project is called Pride and Prejudice.
And what's the meaning of the title?
What's the meaning of the title? The meaning of the title is a play on a Jane Austen novel. It reflects on my need and personal want to do music that I would consider something that I'm proud of, and my initial preemptive reaction to how it may be taken in terms of what people would take from my iteration of a love story.
And can you tell us a little bit about the inspiration behind this project?
The inspiration behind this project is, like I said, it's a relationship. It's how you devote yourself to a particular idea or a particular person or a particular movement, and how much you go through the ups, the downs, the peaks, the valleys, the trials, the tribulations. And it's almost as if all those things you ever wanted to say to somebody that you didn't get a chance to.
And how many tracks are in your project?
There are 9 complete tracks on the project. I was pretty much a stickler. Picasso didn't really want that many tracks on there, but I wanted to make sure at least there was 9, because it is a personal number of mine. It was my aunt's favorite number.
And who was the producer of the project? And until you tell me a little bit about how you guys came to work together and what was your relationship in terms of working. How did you guys formulate what songs, again, made the project and all that stuff?
His name is Picasso Camp. Talented young man, somebody that I'm thankful to have met. Not necessarily a classically trained producer in the sense of how a lot of people would see musicality. I've watched him, I've studied with him, and for him, when we decided to get together via his uncle, Mark Forrest and Savoy Walker at Savvy Marketing, we were pretty keen on doing something extremely different. We wanted to make sure that we did something to capture somebody's ears, bring some musicality back into a game that is so sample heavy and computerized that there is almost no humanity in a sense. And we wanted to bring that 70s free funk soul with a bit of a 60s pop and old school time feel to it, a little bit of Frank Sinatra with a little bit of Rick James, a little bit of Gap Band, a little bit of just things that inspired us, things again that we are proud of, and we wanted to make sure that we actually exhibited that with this project.
And you said there were 9 tracks. Can you go through them briefly and explain to us why you titled them what you did?
the 9 tracks on the album. Each title, as you know, with each of my songs, my projects, everything there, I tend to have a deeper meaning because I believe that music is a form of expression, whether it be your own personal things, existential to how you internally are feeling, or how you want to, the mood you want to convey. So to start off, the first song on there was Godfather 4. If you don't know, one of my favorite people in iconography is Michael Corleone, Godfather.
Said I feel like I won the lotto. The night is young, and Shorty says she really want a bottle. A Supremium Moscato. I'm like, I got what you need. She like, smoke 'em if you got 'em. We twist up that Colorado.
I've often wondered what happened after Godfather 3 when Vincent, the Sonny, Michael's older brother, who was supposed to be the boss, he had passed away, and Vincent wound up being Michael's apprentice, mentee, and the one who Michael actually turned the family over to. And we never got a chance to see what happened afterwards. Vincent was considered a bit of a hothead, and most people, it was just interesting to me. So I wanted to give my iteration to that and say Godfather 4 as if, the nephew got the reins of the family and was able to take it to the levels that he saw fit. It's the opening of the album is so dope, super dope. I love Picasso for that. It was something that's real bass heavy, real funky. And we have a preacher in there doing a sermon. Something I always try to do in there, religious epitaphs.
Stroke is Leonardo. Let's turn up like we in Cabo.
But to move forward, we have Fashionably Late.
When you were playing that record, what were you thinking?
Fashionably Late is a song that I actually stumbled upon via Picasso and Skip Douglas, who's actually featured on the record. He brought Picasso an idea. He said he was having trouble trying to formulate a record out of that. And I had stepped out of the room. I came back. This beat was just funky. It was slapping like boom, dong, 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 dong. And I was just like, yo, whoa, what's this? And they were, obviously in their own mode. And I just came up with it. And I heard this melody like, I've been on this road too long. Just tell me if I go too far. Would you let me or get me to take one more? Don't tempt me, cause I've been on the go too far. So it's like, it's a question to the person listening. And it's a question to your friends, your people, the people that are close to you, whether they know what your ailments are or who you are, what it may be. If they see you going out of control, do you stop me, or do you encourage me to go further, or even on top of that, do you encourage me not to care about it even more? That says a lot about the people who you're around. And just on the journey that we're on, sometimes I feel that we want things so bad we become desperate. And we try to attach ourselves to shit that, we don't need. And the effect of that is generally felt by those closest to us.
Show up late, then straight to the bar. I'm a deadbeat, just trying to find my way back home. If you let me, cause I've been on this road too long. And I've been known to go too far. Get me.
And the bravado and the braggadocious approach that I put in that song, it's almost like, you take on, a lot of us, we take on the ideology or the mentality that, life sucks, but I'm gonna make the most of it. Yeah.
Pussy so good, I be singing off key, off beat. I can see why them niggas is saltine. We was showtime in the field that they call dreams. If you build it, they'll come with a reason to talk cheese, make a meme, and then they'll all turn to a Tom Green.
The next song, which was All or None. All or None. One of my favorites. It's actually one of the first songs we did for the project. If y'all heard the original version, it was completely different. I think Picasso didn't even want to deal with the shit. He said, look at this, and he was just showing me, and I just heard the guitar. I'm guitar heavy. I have a huge affinity for guitars. I feel like, I really felt it when the Beatles said, as my guitar gently weeps,
My head's a mess, I'm under stress, I'm all torn up inside. I can't ignore the ride we on, it's got me on high. These tears.
But I heard that, and I'm listening to the song, and I'm listening to the instrumental, and as we're going, I just felt a mode of devotion. I felt like it's one of those songs where you're telling somebody, like I said in the song, I'm fly because baby you fly. Like you're telling the girl, like even though I try, I can't make it through a day without your love. That person, whoever may be closer to you, because I don't think that I would want to live if you ain't here. It's all or none. Like you're giving them that pledge of allegiance, so to speak, that I'll never do anything without you, even if you're not here. So I feel like people don't have that drive or that follow through, or even that mentality to really just like. And if we do, it's very seldom. I remember when V was in here and we were doing the record, and shout out to V because she blessed me with a couple things on that record. She said she was having, she said to me, I don't think I've ever felt that way about somebody or something.
Now I'm stuck waiting for a letter from where you stationed, craving sweet words and a few traces of a perfume that you was laced and draped in. Clive Christian, fine living, wasted on that.
But I can get it. Like you're close to people, you have the people you love, and you have the people that you admire and you're close to, and you're devoted to. But the thought of not wanting to be here if they're not here is such an extreme feeling and notion that I think would very few people can actually relate to.
Wanna live in you and you is all enough. No lie. No lie. No wings. But baby, I'm fly.
The next song, Perfume. Perfume, I think, is one of the songs that is just very indicative to the sound, the mood, the mode, how we were moving, what our thought process was. It's very hardcore and gritty, which is, I think, something that I try to convey in all of my music. I feel like there's a certain realism that I connect to. And I don't know if it's personally or but it's more so that I feel like the rawness of our artistry, sometimes we're meant to sound like the lions that we are.
High heels on her feet, had these other bitches singing the blues. She got a walk that can kill, you can tell by the.
That's something a great person once told me. Like sometimes I'm gonna just sound like the lion that I am, and it ain't always gonna be pretty. But how we work that and how we interpret those situations and those things is what makes us artists, and it's what makes it puts the beauty in it. Like art imitates life, not the other way around. So for that song, I'm telling that person, that girl, that I feel like the things that you love might tear us apart, and you're killing me softly every time you step in the room.
And I don't care what it costs me.
Big part of my inspirations for all of this, just that rough, raw, artistic feel and interpretation of, the body, the woman, beauty, all that. And I feel like that song is just something that is very indicative to what we were trying to convey, where too much of anything, you know, is bad for you.
Now please don't fold me, you know I'm saucy, trying to keep up with the way that she moves. Yeah, you know she bossy, in the bed like do what you choose. I don't care if you can hear, I just smile like yeah, baby, do what you
Perfume.
do.
What was it, BMS? Blow My Shit. That song is really, you're on the phone. I always picture being on the phone with somebody wondering why we're still on this fucking phone.
It's been a minute since I seen you last. Girl, listen, I'll admit it, I'm addicted, and your love is what I'm missing. I get shivers from your photographs.
You know, it's just a certain impatience. You know, I've been thinking about me and you and all the things that we can do. Because truthfully, I think it might be overdue for all the times I've been on to you. Like, so somebody that knows, you know, they're just playing coy and playing games, and you just, you know.
Cause girl, I can build you up if you down. I'll give you my love and we can fuck uptown. A night of the month, it's more than lust, but I'm down. If that's all that you want, I can build you up. I can build you up, but you just wanna waste my time. Yeah, and every time I believe I can leave, when I try, you proceed to remind me the reasons why. You just wanna waste my time.
Not to mention, you know, BMS stands for Blow My Shit. You know, the very thought of me going through all these things just for you to keep playing games with me is like, you know, yeah, something you just want to get straight to the point, you want to get to it.
Late night phone calls on your telephone while your man sleep. We should get it on.
BMS, after BMS is Blow My Shit, then it's Jam. Jam is a personal favorite of mine, and I know Picasso loves this song.
I'm trying to be fair.
He didn't expect me and Martin to select that, but it was something that I gravitated to because it was very simplistic, it was very emotional, and it just gave off a somber mood that you only feel when your thoughts reflecting. So in the song, the chorus, shout out to Martin Yates, who, you know, I watched that kid grow up. You know, I met him when he was 14, England, in Birmingham, England, when I was traveling and performing over there on one of my trips. And he's somebody who he's learned and worked and become an artist in his own right. And he and I were just talking about how when you're dealing with somebody, you're trying to be fair. Like the lyrics is, I'm trying to be fair, but I'm dying to make you care. You know, you should have prayed on all these choices, but I'm stuck here with these voices inside of my head. And the title Jam, you know, it says, I'm just trying to be weak, you won't even be fair. Now there's no more us, but you don't even care. Now my heart's all in your hands, and this gun I prayed on jam, pointed right in my head. You know, it's that situation again where it's all or none. You know, it's live or die. It's love or lose, and it you know, yeah, you're willing to take the full leap, and you know, risk it all, and you just pray that, you know, they're on that same page with you. And a lot of times, you know, we're in that. It's a lot to be vulnerable. It's a lot to be, you know, forthcoming with what you think or even how you feel about anything, let alone to somebody that you care about, because we all want to be accepted. You know, rejection is scary as shit. You know, but yeah, no, that's super dope, super dope. One of my favorite vocal performances on there. It was very short. We only did one verse, and we did A lot of instrumentation, there's overtures, there's pianos, there's gunshots, there's guitars, and it's just a lot. It was a very musical song that I'm proud of, that I know Picasso is proud of. He says it all the time. It's one of his favorites.
Can you take us a little bit into the creative process when you're writing? Does the music come first or does the lyrics come first?
The creative process for the music, does the music come first or does the writing come first? It really just depends. There's no really rhyme or reason or time. Like it's just there's no sequential way of things going. It's just whatever I'm feeling. I might have a phrase. I might have 4 bars, might have 8 bars, might come in there, Picasso in there making something that's, halfway through, and he's adding stuff, and it may not move me at that moment, but later on I'll put it on, turn something off, and it'll just change into something else and inspiring to me. So it really just depends on what's going on in my life. I think, I can create, and that's easy, but that's not the stuff that I've always looked at that like exercise. Like that's shit that you just, you do because, you work out, but like, because you can, so you can be ready. And, and people like it. But, the things that I really love and look forward to are the stuff that move me and make me feel some type of way. Because I know if I feel some type of way, how I'm gonna perform it is gonna make you feel some type of way. And I think that is something I've tried to develop, at least I hope to, is that like, you're gonna feel something. You're gonna feel some type of way about anything that you hear, see, or do from me. It's not just gonna be this blank statement and you're just gonna move on to the next thing. Like, I'm gonna put you in a mood and I'm gonna put you in a place where you actually have to think about something, and it's not gonna be super hard and it's not gonna be overbearing, but it's, music is our lives. So I feel like everything needs background music. Everything needs a soundtrack. I'm not big on anything but vibes. Anything but what makes me feel good and what puts people in a situation where they can create their best and they can feel good. I don't want to make it work. We got enough work to do on the back end with, the promotion and the creative and all that other shit. Like when we create, it should be peaceful. It puts me in a place where, I don't really care much about what anybody thinks, like at all. And sometimes, I guess that could put you in a realm where, you teeter the line of being abrasive or overbearing or, obsessive, cavalier. But, all you could ask for is understanding. And they keep it in a space where, I can streamline it and I can aim it and I can narrow it and make it sharp as a laser. So, when we do move, it's not just something that's just, we're not just a bolt of lightning, we're a whole thunderstorm. You feel me?
What do you hope people get from your project? What is the feeling or the thought or that you're hoping that people get from your project?
What is the thought or the feeling that I hope people get from my project? Think it's better to love and lose than never to have loved at all. Old sayings, a lot of people may have heard it, but it really does. Like, I feel like we, as people, spend so much time harboring feelings, and dwelling on the fact or the fears of the fact that, what happens if we don't? When I've always been of the mindset, like, what happens if we do? It's It's a very simple question. What happens if we do? And if we do, and if we don't, I'd rather roll the dice and say that I tried, you know? And you can apply that same ideology to not only your work, but your relationships. You know, you got to be fearless. Like, that shit go. And from what I've seen, you know, I've been blessed and lucky enough to have traveled and experience people, places, and things that, you know, people can't even fathom. And I say that knowingly, that I'm blessed and lucky enough to have done it, you know. And I wear that not necessarily as to flaunt and flex. I wear it with, like, as a badge of honor, like, because I feel like, you know, the few that do get to see some of these things and experience some of these things understand that life is too short to be small time. So, you know, more or less go big or go home. And what's after that? Dun, dun, dun. If you don't mind, right?
But if you don't mind, so I would love to get a chance to sit down and explain my side. And I can tell you all the ways I'd have changed to maybe change your mind. I said tomorrow is a promise, so for now, let's just live our lives. And now we find.
If You Don't Mind is a song about you begging for one more chance of, you know, information to explain yourself to somebody that you've wronged. Yeah, whether it be, you know, a friend, a family member, the one you're dealing with, a lover, a partner. And we've all, I think, been in a place where you're just tired of hearing the same things, or at least, you know, wants to right those wrongs and, you know, show that person exactly how they've changed. You know, it says, if you don't mind, I just would love to get a chance to sit down and explain my side. And I could tell you all the ways I done changed and maybe change your mind. You know, they say tomorrow isn't promised, so for now, let's just live our lives and that'll be fine. You know, because in the end, you should never want to really see the person that you know, admire, love, or, you know, or dealing with hurt. So it's coming, I guess, from a place of remorse and, you know, love, but, you know, it's also you want to make things right.
Call it a lust thing, to me it's much deeper. Stubborn as blood stains, the feelings don't leave us. Cause all of my love slain, killed by my teachers. A bad role model can have you with all the models. Dancing in the club,
the next song,
under a bottle,
which is one of my favorites, which is Wannabe. It's a personal song. It's not just because of the subject matter and the things that I'm touching on, but has a lot to do with just how we chose to construct that song. I don't know if anybody knows, but I'm a big Frank Sinatra fan. I'm, you know, the Rat Pack, Sammy Davis Jr., all that stuff, even just at that time period, but just how they did music and what was considered pop. I thought that I always wanted to do something that, you know, wasn't necessarily reliant on instrument, on basses and all this other stuff, or like something that you can perform anywhere, something that's relatable, something that allows people to follow the full story in the spectrum of what you're feeling. And the song is like, it's centered around the fact that, we all want to be things, and no matter what goes on and what you're doing and everything like that, you should live with no regrets, because, what are we if we're not who we want to be, and live the life that we want to lead, and I asked the question, like, what you want to be.
Wishing I didn't leave her. I'm in heaven when she play on the speakers, but it's hell when I'm sleeping. Cause a part of me can't go through the seasons knowing that if I was around you'd be breathing. So tell me, what is the reason?
I delve into personal things of my own, but I felt like it was a relatable topic that everybody could get to, and everybody could actually, embrace and understand. Maybe not just even me, just themselves or somebody around them, and see somebody who's, completely focused, or what they may see as obsessed, or devoted, or just spend a lot of their time on it. Not even it's why they do things. I think it's important that we live our lives in a way that allows us to be happy, and that comes at a cost a lot of times, some of which most people aren't willing to pay, whether it be monetarily, whether it be, socially, emotionally, it's always, there's a trade-off. And
the biggest things can be so simple, so subtle, like a breeze when it hits you. I'm in pain. So when I tell you loving me's all trouble, just get away, baby. I'm a rose with no petals. Anybody that gets close can get hurt on schedule. So this the opus of a Geppetto who's hopeless, puffing on the loaders with motors of getting ghosting. That road runner, just to do it like no other. But I would rather die than leave you with no cover.
The last song is called Forever. It was a song that I was keen on doing because I had never done a song about us. My music generally comes from a place, like a personal place, because like I said, art imitates life. So I generally draw my inspirations for people around me and things that I see, and I try to make it singular. Because I'm just like, I'm never one to think I could speak for anybody else. So when I did this song, I wanted to do a song that was about the situation and things that I was seeing in my community, and how I could iterate it the best I could without being trendy, because I also felt like a lot of people do things just to, or makes music or do stuff just to, to fit in with the wave and what's going on, whether it be social, politically, and all that. So I tend to really, I don't keep my stuff to myself. But I thought it was an important song for me to do. Shout out to Apollo. It was something that I felt was needed and something I could be proud of. And I wanted to cap off the album with that, especially that title, Forever.
When the sun hit my visible flesh, so they pray for my imminent death. Let's go. My love is my biggest flex. You just see it less out of respect for the mother's
fans, those people who are going to be buying this project or streaming this project. Is there anything else you'd like to let them know?
Enjoy.
Let them live in regret. XO sign seally oppressed.
Watch you take my blood from me. Y'all beat my bro illegally. In front of his home, his mama sings. I'll forever be against you. I'll forever be against you. How y'all want me to neglect? How y'all want me to forget? How y'all want me to respect?